Welcome, YouTube. Good evening. This is Scott, your Bigfoot Explorer, and we have Mr. Patrick from North Louisiana. How are you doing this evening, Patrick?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Anticipating the weekend. It's coming. It's coming. Sci-Fi is supposedly she's on her way, so we'll wait for her to join. Tonight's show, in case you haven't saw there, we are going to be talking a little bit about our Fouke, Arkansas mission that's coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's when we're leaving. Also, during that trip, I think Saturday we're going to hit up the Fouke Monster Camp at Alex Smith Park in Miller County. If anyone wants to go up there, I'm looking forward to meeting a bunch of people that we see and talk to and meet some new friends. So we'll be doing that. So tonight we'll kind of be going over some strategy with the mission, talk a little bit about the Squatch Camp, and then towards the end, Patrick's got a surprise for us, just a nice little topper for the video. Here comes Sci-Fi. And there she is, Sci-Fi.
Hello.
How are you doing this evening?
Just trying to get stuff together. You know how that goes.
Wait. You actually went and purchased new earphones?
Yes, I did.
I am proud of you. Yes.
Is it better?
Yeah.
And they don't have it's the flat ones, you know. They don't have the microphone on it. Thank God, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just got through telling them, you know, tonight's show we're going to be talking about our Fouke, Arkansas mission. That's what we're going to be calling it. The Squatch Camp Out 2020, and then Patrick's got some stuff to show later.
Oh, cool.
I got a question. Am I really going to wrestle this sea squatch?
Yes.
Yeah, you might have to.
I'm bringing some baby oil too.
Well, look, we gotta. She said there's one stipulation: you have to be put into the zip tie straps. Your arms have got to be zip tied back and back.
And then he's got to wear his loincloth.
Negative.
All right, let's see who's in the house tonight. Who's rocking it on a Tuesday? We got Andy Gone Fishing. Hello. Ruger Rutledge. Thank you for dropping in. Let's see. Lady in the Woods. She's lurking in the background there.
Lady.
Let's see who else we got. Big Rob was the first one in here, like 15 minutes before the show even started. Big Rob, I'm going to give you a wrench for next time. You're always here. You are a devoted friend here on YouTube, so you've earned a wrench. I can't do it while the show's going, but I'm going to give you a wrench, my friend. Who's your Squatch? Hello. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in on a Tuesday night. Nelson R. What's everybody doing on a Tuesday night? Because, you know, here in New Orleans, it was complete mayhem. It's Mardi Gras. So, you know, they're still partying down there. The cops are lining up on horseback and stuff. They're just ready for like 12 a.m. to get ready to herd these animals out of the quarter. That's getting ready. And it's always fun to watch that because you always get these drunk people who don't want to stop and they think the horses aren't going to do nothing. They just pile into them. You don't mess around with the NOPD anytime, but really during Mardi Gras. Better watch yourself. Jamie Harms, thanks for jumping in here. Appreciate it.
You got Gordo. You got Ken. Cryptidville.
Yeah.
Claude is in here.
Let's see.
Andy Going Fishing. Pam. JJ.
Bruiser Bites is in here. Thank you.
Chad's in here, Scott.
Who?
Chad.
Oh, Chad?
Yes.
I'm going down the line here. There's Cryptidville. Hello, thanks for joining us. SoCal.
Hello,
Thank you, thank you. Louisiana Prepper. Good evening, Miss LP. Okay. So let's get started a little bit. JJ. Hello, JJ. Happy Two Bears. Thank you, Mr. Gordo Cooper. Appreciate you being in here. Fletch. My man Fletch, the Canuck who gets a pass. There's Chad. Hey, buddy. Thanks for joining. Claude. Hello, Claude. Haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing? Hoping the van is still working for you. Yes. Let us know. Wait, where is that? Let's see.
Brian McSturdy.
Brian McSturdy. Hadn't seen him in a while. How's it going in Pittsburgh? Y'all still freezing? Y'all still got snow, or y'all starting to thaw out a little bit? Because springs come early down here in the south. Penguins, baby. I know they going, huh? They doing pretty good. So let's get this started. We are leaving on Thursday to go to our we're calling it our Fouke, Arkansas mission. The place that we're going to is private land. We've been invited up by someone that we've been working with probably for the past 6 to 8 months since last year. Getting to know one another, talking to one another, vetting one another, learning to trust one another, talking a little bit about what's been going on there at their place. They want to remain anonymous, and we will totally oblige that. All we can say is that it is in South Arkansas. That's all we're really going to say. We have to respect that, but this area is a really once Patrick and I saw it, and I started doing the mapping work on it. It's literally a patchwork playground of it's like the Sasquatch maze. It's kind of scary. It's like they could be anywhere. We have river batcher. We have mature hardwood. We have thick young pines in places. We have a bunch of ag field. We have swampy cypress gum type spots here and there. We have a few ponds here and there, bisecting landowner roads and trails. So it's gonna be something different. You know, we're used to working the public angle, and really and truly, I thought I was not going to like the public angle at all, public lands, because I thought we'd constantly be running into people. But it, the way that we've done this, we've had no problems with anyone yet. Knock on wood, right? So, but this is going to be a private place. It's not as big as a wildlife management area or a national forest or anything like that. But the stories that come out of there are pretty substantial. So the mission that we're going to do, it's kind of going to be a twofold. We are going to actually video the mission itself, like you guys know us to do on our shows. But then we're also going to have a sit down with the landowners, and they're going to give us an audio account of some of their encounters there. So I got to find out how to do that. You guys know that I tend to make long videos. The first one we did was like 3 hours, and I kind of nailed it down to about 2. we might just do if this mission goes well, and there's a lot to it. We might do the audio version of their encounters on a live show. That'd be something good because it always takes me about a week and a half to edit everything that we do because I don't rush it. If we leave that audio encounter out, that will give us something to come back on a Wednesday and share with y'all until the actual mission video comes out. But Sci-Fi, you've heard about it. We've been talking about it. What do you think about this place, where we're going? What's your anticipation, your angle on it? How do you feel about it?
I feel we're gonna get something.
I tell you, I'll be completely satisfied if the vocal Sasquatch gods can vindicate me for that error down at Alexandria. I will feel a lot better. And anything else, lanyap for me.
Well, I got a new approach to something. Not the way we yell now. I'm doing something different.
Okay, yeah, that's always good. And one thing that we're doing on this trip, all three of us have audio recorders now.
Yes, we do.
So we literally have, I have 3. You have 1. Yeah. So we have 5 audio recorders now. So each one of us is going to be a piece of redundancy. One cog of the wheel breaks down, 2 or 3 more are still going to keep on going. And that's how we're going to play it. And we've done it as simple as just a decent Sony stereo recorder. Actually, I should y'all take over just for a minute because I want to show them this. I'll be right back.
All right.
So what do you think, Patrick? You think we're gonna get something?
I've studied the aerials, and I've taken a good look at the travelways and the way everything is put together there. I have a real good plan on where to start tracking. Also, I've talked to the landowners, and their intimate knowledge of that property will be extremely valuable as far as getting around there and finding the places that they want to concentrate tracking at.
Yes, I spoke to them last night. They're very nice people.
Extremely nice people.
Very down to earth.
Yeah, I studied just the lay of the land. I have a real good idea how that property is being entered and exited, but just got to go in and see what the landowners say with their intimate knowledge of the property first, and plus with what my observation of the property is, and go in with a tracking plan. And I'm bringing a second tracker in on this.
Yeah.
My tracking partner, the one that's been tracking with me for a while now, tracking these things successfully. I'm bringing him on it because I really just feel we need another set of eyes with tracking and situational awareness in the area. So, you'll see him on the video, I'm sure. He has the same skill sets as I have. He's great in the wood. He's a little older than me, but he is methodical in what he does. But I'm excited.
So this is what I wanted to show y'all. This is the redundancy. That's it. We literally have the Sony recorder. Okay. We have the external mic. And believe it or not, These are just headbands, replacement headbands for mag lights. You get 2 of these for like $8, and they're rubbery. So I bought like 4 or 5, and they fit perfectly. They fit the. You just put the bands right between the buttons, and you have an easy solution to keeping that audio going most of the night that we're out there. A lot of people. The main reason that we're doing it this way is because if you put it on you or a chain or you let it hang by something, when you walk, you're constantly getting that vibration. If you notice the professional videographers, they'll have a shotgun mic, but there's something underneath it, and that is a shock mount. And that's to take the bounce out of it, because you'll hear that. Now, we'll hear that in this, but it'll be minimized being on our heads. And usually when we're stopped and we're calling or something, yeah, it looks nerdy as hell, but I really don't care when I'm out there in the woods. I want it to work and have so 3 or 4 of these are going to be going on each of us, while I have my main audio recorder, the big one, going on the backpack. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there.
If it squeaks, we should hear it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not getting caught anymore without getting that damn audio, because I'll go to my grave wanting that audio that we heard. I mean, that was just too good.
Well, we'll get some more opportunities for that. The one you miss, you always just get mad at yourself about. But hey, things happen. It's just the way it is.
So I heard you kind of introduced them to the second tracker.
Yep. Second tracker, Shorty. He's the one that walked into the brush line, walked out to the Sasquatch, and was knocking within 10 feet of 2 of them.
Right. Wasn't that in Sasquatch? What video was that in? Patrick?
2 or 3. I'm not sure which.
Patrick Vaughn Chronicles. It's either number 2 or 3, where Patrick is talking about him and a buddy going out into the woods after him, and this guy Shorty was in there with him. So that's going.
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be an interesting trip. I have some designs on it. I hope. Of course, anytime you have designs going into an area, you got to modify them depending on any more information that's given.
Yeah.
But I definitely have some light sound areas I want to do, put out, and change the configuration of them a little bit. I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to get them. Eventually, one's going to just walk in on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be fun. And of course, the trip to Fouke, the monster, I've never been to that.
I've never been to one either. There is a Night Callers audio podcast from last year's. Apparently, they went last year, 2019. I found that yesterday. So I'm kind of saving it for our trip up to where we're going to go. We're going to listen to it. It's about an hour. It's 2 hours long. So I'm looking forward to listening to that to get a little bit more information about how it is up there. Has anybody else been up there to the Fouke camp out? Sci-Fi's been, so she kind of knows the experience there.
Yep. Hey, sissy.
Hello, Rod, Pappy, Northern.
Powder and Ball, you are correct.
Who?
Powder and Ball.
Oh, yeah. Ah, ah.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta say something real quick.
Okay.
What do you mean? What are you referring to? Pork and beans? What she's smoking?
Huh? Me?
No, he said pork and beans said that said what am I smoking?
Oh yeah.
It says you're smoking. He says you're smoking hot.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what he's referring to.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it was anything derogatory at all.
So, what if any, do you think the water level is going to do?
Well, one, I called and talked to the landowner, and I was worried about that. And he's eased my mind a bit. Where we're going to be, that river up there, that section of it, it's going to be high, but it's usually from rain runoff as opposed to coming from up north and just continuing to rise. Also, where he's at in that bend, they're up. There's areas there that are 350 foot above sea level. So I think we're going to be okay. I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of water. If anything, maybe 20 foot, 30 foot into the woods from the banks. But I think we're going to be good.
Well, there's one particular area I'm extremely interested in that is close to water, and I'm just hoping that it don't wash out.
That northeast section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't mind wet sands. Wet sand is makes great impressions. But if the red clay, it does well. But you got some soils that don't track well when it's wet. It's just it's messy, and I'd really like to get some more casts.
Yeah.
So.
Also, so I'm probably for this mission, I'm bringing rubber boots. If we're going to end up spending a lot of time in that Batcher area, I'm just going to bring those. Also, Patrick, do you have a fold out chair? Because I've got two.
I got them.
Huh?
I have a fold out chair.
Okay. Bring that. Just throw that in the back of the truck. For anybody who's going to the 2020 Squatch Camp out there at Alex Park, I think we're going to be sitting. We have an invite from Mr. Randy Edwards. He said we're more than welcome to sit with him at his table. He's going to have some things that he's auctioning off. He has, I forget what he called it. It's some sort of hand bow that he's produced in the past. He's also going to be selling some homemade duck calls and some other things there at his table. But we'll probably be mingling around, but we're probably going to be kind of stationed at that little spot. I think that'll be a good idea.
Are there going to be food vendors there?
Huh?
Because I'm like, are there going to be food vendors there? Because I got to feed Shorty.
I don't think. I would doubt it. I have not heard anything about food. The only thing I've heard about food is it's
the pig roast.
BYOF. Bring your own. No, BYODF. Bring your own damn food.
Well, what about a burger joint? Is there a burger joint anywhere around there? He's mean when hungry.
There may
the gas. They got like a gas station where we got food at. It was pretty good.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So we'll plan on that then.
I have to XD. It's not too far from the Monster Mart, so she knows where it's at.
Yeah, Brian, doesn't she look happy this evening as opposed to that last live video where it looked like somebody had taken her sucker away from her?
Well, I was sitting out here on the balcony, and of course with the earphones, you got redundancy of noise, and then it's raining, and it's raining on top of me. So, what am I supposed to do? Sit out here with an umbrella?
Yeah. Show your loyalty. Break out the umbrella.
I do show my loyalty. I'm with you every step of the way.
It's a joke. Wait, BYODF. Yes. Bring your own damn food and come along. Exactly.
Where that gas station was where we went and ate at, D. Where we got the breakfast.
Does Monster Mart have food though?
Yeah, they got just like a gas station, but she took us to this other place where we went and ate at. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that little cafe or something.
Yeah, the little cafe thing. Can you hear what I'm saying, D?
Yeah, that little place. It's like right in Fouke.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that little place is open on Saturday, then that's the perfect spot to go. I wouldn't mind going there too. It's kind of a little hole in the wall cafe type.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's exactly what it is.
I want a picture with the monster.
Huh?
I want a picture with the monster.
Yeah.
Well, good. Maybe you can walk up to it and hug it, and I'll take a picture of it. Okay. You got to be in your loincloth, though.
What is up with a loincloth? It's called a breech clout. It's called a breech clout, and I quit wearing them years ago because they fall off.
Instead of a ghillie suit, we can make one for you out of a loincloth. Like it'd be a billy suit.
Claude says he's bringing his house. Exactly, his van.
I have a ghillie suit.
I got one too.
We can make a loincloth out of it, though.
Rod says, Patrick, you got your duds ready to meet Miss Squatch?
I like to say something on this. We had a lot of fun and we joked around on one of the things talking about, but I hope, I haven't heard any serious word about me having to wrestle. I would. I mean, if it would bring more people to look and generate money, but I haven't heard any serious plans on that. So
right. I think
yeah, I think I'm safe from having to perform.
Hey, do you think we're going to be able to get to any of those sandbars? Because I think those sandbars are further down. I don't know if we're going to be able to go on that other property, but I'd love to go down there though.
We could probably walk to the edge and look, but I don't. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the water is going to be up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rolling. Everything around here is just rolling.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. I'm definitely going to bring the drone, though. We're going to fly the drone. We'll have a good intro again. And
I actually met one of the people that I'm not sure. I think she's on here, but I actually met one of them a couple of weekends ago, and the place we went is flooded, completely flooded.
Louisiana Prepper says the woods are wet in southern Arkansas. Bring your rubber boots. That's exactly what I just told the crew. We're definitely going to bring those rubber boots.
I'm bringing my snaking boots too, because they told me they got snakes out there too.
Well, yeah.
You might want to bring yours.
I always, if I'm modern tracking, I have rubberized boots on. Other than that, it's moccasins. Someone offered $20 reward for me to kiss the hairy woman.
Yeah, but Patrick, you want her to sit on your lap while watching a movie.
That's now or what? Powderball says Patrick and me could have shook hands with one last weekend if he'd have made it out.
That's
whatever
true.
That means.
That's true.
Chad also. Chad is in central to north Louisiana. He too says the woods are very wet everywhere. Great.
Good experience. Good experience with Chad.
I got a question. How do I collect my $20 if I pull that off?
You can set up a PayPal, and they have to PayPal Patrick. A PPP, a PayPal Patrick. Wait, Rod says he'll match the 20.
Oh wow,
dude, you're up to 40 bucks. So let's
get
look. Wait, who else said the 20? Who said the 20? Hoosier said 20, and Rod said 20. Sasquatch from So look, if we come back with video of him getting a smooch from her, y'all gonna owe Patrick $40.
Well, what I'll do is I'll hand her 20 and kiss her, and then I'll make 20 off of it. So.
And look, until you pay him, you're blocked out of our show.
and Miss She Squad.
That's just a joke.
Miss She Squatch, if you watch our shows, I hope I don't offend anything. I really don't.
I'll send it to you through Walmart. I'm so glad we played. Oh, the PPP, exactly. The PayPal Patrick.
Look at Fletch.
We're down with PPP. Yeah, you know me.
Fletch is saying you're pimping me out.
Don't give up your day job, Scott.
I'm not pimping anybody, man. Stop pimping Patrick.
Oh, Rod said 40.
Pimping out Patrick, weren't you?
Heck, here's 40. See, now Patrick's in.
Oh crap!
Oh wait, Brian's gonna throw in 20, dude. You up to $60.
Look what Andy Going Fishing said. He said, "Pucker up, big boy."
This is funny.
Pucker up, Buttercup.
Scott.
Hello, Bill and Carol. Thank y'all for joining in.
Tony Hill's in here too.
Yeah, Tony. I'm sorry, brother. Welcome.
Hey,
so
Scott,
is Pat. Pat's in here too, Scott.
Hey, Pat. What's up?
I'm gonna beat you. Shorty and I are gonna beat you there.
Yeah.
Now, do you want us to hold off on the landowners? Because the landowner is going to take us and show us where everything happened and all that. Which will be crucial to our part of it. But
as long as he's okay to show us, maybe if we got time, if we get there too, because I'd like to ride around. But yeah, do whatever you want to do. Go.
Okay. I'm probably gonna start it on that northern area. I'm worried about.
Because if I could get there early, I'd be there. I mean, there's no sense in just waiting around for us to get there. So have at it, brother.
No, I mean I didn't know whether I need to hit the woods tracking immediately, or the landowners wanted to go through and show where everything happened and what happened, which I'm extremely interested in. I really want, but I didn't know if they were going to capture that on film with you, or if they weren't going to do it on film, and it's okay. Just
well, I talked to him. He doesn't want any full frontal video of him. It's okay to get his voice, and I know I've shot video that way with folks, so I kind of know how to do it.
Yeah,
it's very difficult not to get them, but I mean I know I can do it. But
well, he has had some substantial encounters, and I didn't know if you wanted to kind of pan to the side and catch him in the area talking about, okay, this is what happened. This is everything, going through his encounters in the areas that they went through. And so if we were going to do that from a production side, I won't make it redundant for him. You know what I mean? I'll hold off, and when y'all get there, then we can go through that.
Well,
and I'll just track until y'all get there.
Yeah, the only thing we discussed was that he wanted to tell his his sightings and his encounter stories. Basically, we needed to get it on just the audio recorder. So I told him instead of videoing it, it'd probably be easier. So really and truly,
How about
we need to make the decision of whether we're just going to get the audio from it, or is this going to be like a go out there, him tell it, blah blah blah.
I have an idea. I have an idea on that. If he wants to do it, we'll do kind of the Bobo thing, and I'll play his. I'll get in his spot, and he can stand beside the camera, so he's not on camera, and he's talking us through what happened and telling his story in his own words, and maybe I can play the part or whatever he did in reality.
Yeah. I know. There's one place that he wants to do that. He wants to do a recreation just to see the size of the size of whatever they caught on thermal. They want to compare it to a human body. Yeah.
All right. When I get there, I'll try. We'll hammer out how he wants to approach it. I mean, it's all up to him.
Right.
It's his encounters, his story, and we'll figure out how he wants to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm anxious to get up there and get the tracking.
Hey, Hoosier said if you kiss her and hold up a hot dog, he'll give you $50.
Oh my God. I don't know. Lord. I don't know about that.
I'm not taking a hot dog there, but if there's one there, I might buy one and do that. But I'd have to have permission from Squatch.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, hell, she might look at me and say, "You're ugly. Get away from me, woman."
Man, I am looking for an image that I do not have for some reason.
But so did you want to touch base on, or we have more to discuss?
No, we can go if you want to get into your little deal if you want.
Yeah. All right. So there was a primitive encampment, but
so what we're doing right now is let me segue into it. Yeah. We've done the Fouke deal. We've done the kind of the prep discussion for the mission. Now Patrick's going to talk about his little prize that he's got.
Okay. First off, I exist in a whole community of really great guys, and I've been trying to protect that community and not put a ripple through it, because this is not a subject that's conducive to having a great time around a campfire when you're out way in the middle of nowhere with primitive firearms and primitive tech. So, and I appreciate the little bit of, anonymity that I've had. So, and this particular picture that I have to put out there came from a fellow primitive survivalist, and it's a very sensitive area. It's a piece of property that is in a neighboring state that I can't discuss, on a property that I can't discuss and is owned by a person I can't discuss. And I can't discuss the person that took the picture. But this particular person was doing some tracking and he was teaching a tracking class and doing requirements. And he come across some very strange trail with strange tracks. And he tracked these all the way up to an area that was, was going to be a camp. And he took a picture of this track, and it's an amazing. I've been in the area multiple times for, man, I couldn't tell you how many times I've camped on there by myself or with other members. But this is the most significant track I've ever seen photoed. So, if you'd like to put that up there.
All right, just guide me. I can't see all, but I can zoom in and do whatever you want me to do.
All right.
Can y'all see it good?
Yeah, right there is pretty good. Zoom in. Yep, zoom in a little bit more. All right, go scroll up. There you go. Now you see the toes that are stretching out into the pine straw. Yeah. And if you look below those toes, you'll see another set of toes. Where the water is, the big toe is right there, back right there. You see the big toe, and you can see the subsequent toes that are going off of that little track. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the heel of that little track. See the heel of that little track in the water? Yeah, now scroll down a little further. And you see the larger heel back here. That is an 11 to 12 inch track inside of a 22-inch track. That is two tracks. That is a very large being walking and a little one following it in its footsteps. You have two tracks inside of one track. Now the guy tracking this, it's accredited to him. I didn't take the picture. He is, he has a lot of the skill sets I have, and he was out doing his thing, and there it was. And we measured the boot. That boot is 12 7/8 inch long, and by scaling it from heel to toe, the track is 22.75 inches. So that is one of the biggest tracks I've ever seen, and the only track I've ever seen a track with a little one follow. That is significant. So, you can fake, a person could go out and I've seen it happen. People go out and they draw like in the sand trying to make a track. I've never done that. Every track I've ever put out there is, debunked by me as much as it can be until it's just, this is just what it is.
Right.
But that track, how can you fake? How could you do that? That is a very real track.
Well, what gets me is the fact that these toes in a forward motion of the foot would go underneath this tuft.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fake tracks will be just a stamp from straight above till straight down, hitting and making an imprint. This was definitely moving forward, because right underneath here in these black shadows, there's area where those toes dug in and went underneath it. Well, all this too.
Yeah.
You could have drug all the way this way and drug that, and then just kind of gripped in, went on the ball, and then walked forward.
Well, not only is the locomotion there, you can see the locomotion of the foot and the toes, and that it was a moving, living being that did this. But you can also tell that when the second one stepped into the already compressed mud, that's what compressed a little further and made that impression where the water ran into it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's real world physics applied to a track, and kudos to the guy that found it. He did a great job documenting. He made a video of him tracking, and this is what I pulled out of the video. As there were several other tracks out there that I saw, but this was the most significant, most conclusive track that, to be photoed. So, yeah, the 22.75 inches is the largest. That's the largest track. And also, I saw someone in here. They said it's like 12 feet tall. I've heard people say they've seen 9 and 10 foot beings, and I'm always, but with, using mathematic extrapolation, Sasha is a 16-inch track at 7.5 feet tall. Now, if you use that formula algebraically, what it makes a 22.75-inch track is it comes out to 10 foot 3/125, which is 3/16.
Yeah.
So 10 foot 3/16 is what the mathematical formula says that this works out to. I'm not saying it's a 10 foot. I didn't see it, but the mathematics says that it's possible with an error of plus or minus 4 to 6 inches.
Right.
So
did he or she elaborate if this was one and only, or were they kind of scattered about additional tracks, or
there was a series of tracks that he followed.
series of tracks? Okay.
So, and there was a travel way. And as he tracked these tracks, he come up within 50 yards of an area of a known camp. And this person really leans heavily towards that. It heard him pull up into that area, because when he's tracking this being, the being's tracking along, it's making these tracks, just lumbering along, and all of a sudden it steps behind a tree. The tracks go behind a tree, and then it tries to hide its tracks by getting into deeper pine straw and taking off uphill and into a thicket. So whatever this being was doing was disturbed, and was disturbed recently. You can tell by the track there, it was disturbed recently, and he's the only disturbance that was there at that time. So he leans heavily towards he was being watched.
Right.
He was the one that made the step behind a tree.
Yeah, it's incredible. Really, it is. Real quick, Ramona had a really good question. Going back to the you doing your 22 inches, is that math comparing with humans?
No, I was comparing that with a Sasquatch I know is Sasha, who has a 16-inch track that is 7.5 feet tall.
Yeah. Hiker Dave is in the house. Thanks, Hiker Dave, for stopping in. Hiker Dave says, "Man, I was sitting back listening, but I had to comment on that print." Yeah, it's like Patrick has said, that's the most substantial print that he's ever really witnessed.
Yeah, a print, and if you think about the observations you can make off of that, you have a small one that's following in the footsteps of a larger one, and doing so, is it doing so playfully, or is it being trained? That's a question. No, this was just the most significant track to take a video of. There were multiple tracks for many, many, many yards that this person tracked.
Hey, Rural Rules. What's up, man? He says, "I'm in southern Mississippi. They say we have the little skunk ape down here. I had an encounter with something one night. I think the trap their prey with ESP. Make the deer walk right up to them." Wow, what a theory. Rural, send me an email, man. I'd love to hear your encounters if you'd like to share them. I'll go ahead and run this banner real quick. Just head on over to BigfootExplorer.com and you can put take that little survey on your encounter, and that's how we can get in touch. But anything in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, we like to jump all over it because it's somewhat local to our area, and it helps us get more information behind. I don't know if there's a southern species of this being. Hell, we don't even know exactly if it's ape or hominid. I mean, there's so many things that we just don't know. But what I do know and what I do think is the beings that are here are physically different than the beings out west from the encounter stories that we hear. I mean, we've had people say that they look gangly. Some of them have looked gangly. Your account, Patrick, of Sasha was that she was like a very tall, athletic, lean body type, as opposed to being this massive, wide, strapping woman like Patty was. You know, we have Patty, the Patty film to go on. She was female, and from what you've talked about Sasha, that man, they it seems like they couldn't be more different.
Well, one thing, animals that live in colder temperatures have to be larger to be able to survive.
Yeah.
You know, northern deer, you know, it's no big deal to have 225-pound deer. Down here, you know, you're looking, you know, females 100, 125, you know, males, you know, 175, 190, just because in the heat, you need to be thinner to be able to shed off more heat and survive. And in the north, is just the opposite. So I imagine that one of these beings that lives up north, it will probably be heavier and larger than what is down here.
And hairier too, because a lot of people say that kind of the hair is sparse from people, a little bit more sparse on the southern breed, if that's what we're just going to call it, as opposed to being a thicker hair mat on something out west to be able to handle those brutal winters, you know, up so high.
Even their calls are different too.
Yeah, that's something too. That's exactly right. From a lot of people, it seems that there's so many different things. Christopher Noel is convinced he's got audio of them doing this ooh ah type stuff. And you know, I had never heard that before, and he's got audio of it. We've heard roars, yells from things, especially from the samurai chatter talk, all of that. I haven't experienced that type of vocal yet, but
no, but you got scoffed at.
yeah, definitely got scoffed at. That's exactly how I would describe it. We had a scoffing like that. That being said, what a bunch of morons! Get out of here. Yeah. Just like he was so, or he or she was so perturbed that we were there and weren't leaving. It's kind of like, just shut up and get out of here. You know, that's what it appeared to emulate. Anyway, what else we got going on? Do we have any questions? Once again, Bigfoot Explorer is headed to the South Arkansas area on our mission this Thursday through Sunday. We'll probably have some audio of the landowners encounter to share maybe on Wednesday. So we looking for that. We're very excited. Saturday is the day that we're going to drive from the landowners property to the Fouke area and over to Alex Smith Park for the 2020 Squatch Camp out that's being put on by SBA Night Callers Radio and what's his name? Crabtree.
Crabtrees.
Yes, the Crabtree brothers. And really, that's all we really had for tonight. We know it's a Tuesday. You know, we weren't going to be up and
Somebody's
do a
got
full 2 hours.
Who's just got a question?
Where was Patrick's big print found? What state? Can you say that, Patrick? It's up to you.
It was found in a community that I exist in that I protect. I did want to go into, you know, I think about things for a while before I, you know, really just state them. As far as, you know, I've heard these beings called animals, beasts, you know, different labeled as different things. After my observations and my own personal opinion with their ability to communicate using strictly language, they don't have to beat on a chest or throw a stick and go ooh, ooh, ooh to get their point across. Using strictly language, they can communicate intelligently. The fact that, and you know, of course, this is my observations, how little Sam has come up as a young man, and the proper etiquette of how to knock. You know, how he addresses different sexes in the woods, you know, and how he's proper. That definitely shows a social structure. It shows intelligence and it shows upbringing. And so, right, you know, that coupled with their curiosity, you know, like when we're in Mississippi and their vocalizations back to us, knowing we're there studying them and their study of us, these are not animals. These are beings, and they're intelligent beings. And I've had it up in the air on what to label them as, and I would really call them some kind of homini. You know, homini. So I can't say human. I've had so many people say, well, how much DNA do you think they have that are human? Well, who says they got to have human DNA at all? Humans did not create life. Okay. They don't have to have human DNA. They could come from a species from long ago that was a relative of ours, but it doesn't mean they have to have human DNA. So, and that's, I believe they're a hominid, and that's my take on it.
We don't know what they are.
So let's listen. Tony's got a good question here.
Any new or different track tactics? We're always building our successes, and we're always evolving our failures. And to be honest, I usually find 100 ways how not to do something before I ever find out how to do it correctly.
Yeah. I think we literally take what we do and keep perfecting it and do the tactics that we have now before we change anything. It's a mark and something that we could measure by doing the same few tactics over and over and over again. Let's see.
Yeah. The only changes I'm really making in tactics is really just light sound, evolving it to a little bit different. You know, I think, you know, trying to figure out exactly what lighting you use to film them, because it's my own personal opinion that they can see IR. So my trail cams don't have IR. I disabled them. I've modified them. I've made them small. I can hide them under stumps.
Yeah.
And trying to, and it will film in a bright moon or a 3/4 moon, but a lot of times you don't have that kind of control. This weekend, it's going to be just virtually no moon. So trying to find a light source that will illuminate just enough, but not too much, is a challenge. So, and I've done not enough, and I've done too much. So now I'm trying to hit in the middle with that. So that is one thing I'm going to change. And
Yeah. Faux show.
But a lot of times we have to think off. We got to, as a team, we think on our feet. We come up with different, same tactics, but a different way to apply it. So,
right. That's right, Pappy. You learn by bits and pieces, then putting it all together to get the picture of understanding. That's right, man. Thanks, Rietta, for staying. There's Matt Niven, the all-seeing eye, the mad man. Good day, mate. Good day. Well, really, that's all I really have, guys. If y'all wanted to make a somewhat short night, Patrick, I know you have. We'll stay on a little bit just to chat a little bit.
I haven't been sleeping much. I'm not gonna lie.
Take an Advil PM.
Why is that, Patrick? What did something happen?
Why, you want to discuss that?
I don't know.
I mean, that'll send one of us through the roof.
Yeah.
Not sure. I mean, we can if you want to, but I mean, it's your perspective that matters on that.
Was something smacked your house?
No.
I had a bad dream.
He had a bad dream.
About what? Sorry about the dream.
Just do it, man.
I'm going to tell you that first off, I have a disclaimer that I do not believe in, or I do not have evidence or proof of mind speak enough to believe in it.
Right.
But when you're laying there and the type of sleep where you're not really dreaming, you're just out.
Subconscious.
And you're asleep. Yeah, you are unconscious. You're out. You're so tired, you're not even dreaming. And when something comes and forces its way into that dark space enough to where it makes you conscious of that you're in a dark space asleep, and it appears to you and says, a warning, it's disturbing. I wasn't even and I've had nightmares and I've had dreams, and it all, I have the type of dreams where you have leaves falling and you have you'll see the colors. I dream in color. I dream vivid dreams. There's this whole scenario that happens. I was in the dark bed asleep, and then this came in, ripped into the dark and said what it said.
What did it say?
It said, "Don't come here." It said, "Don't come up here." That's what it said.
Oh, really?
And so that was at 3:58 the other morning. I woke up. It said, "Don't come up here," and I said, "I'm not scared of you." And it started screaming, and then I woke up. It was weird. I even text Scott 401. Oh my God, But and I don't believe in any of that. I don't have any proof of. I've heard people. I know someone that said that a relative of theirs actually had to move because something kept getting into his dreams. And I don't have the proof of that. Without proof. So I'm hoping I had an overactive imagination.
Yeah, let's hope. Real quick. A lot of people, if y'all don't know Carl Boudreaux, LA Swamp Ape, go check him out on YouTube. He's got what What episode, Carl, was your show on Bigfoot Odyssey? They Bigfoot Odyssey went down there and called and told their story, their Odyssey, and it's really good. If anybody hasn't subbed yet, I would recommend going to Bigfoot Odyssey and looking at. I'm trying to find out which episode was Carl's show. Oh, episode 7 on Bigfoot Odyssey. Go watch that first. If you watch that first, it's going to give you all of the context, everything that's been going on there before you go. Because if you just go straight over to his channel, him and his wife, great people, they are in the tactics now that are happening around his house. So you're going to see a lot of infrared video, night video going on, this, that. You're not going to really get the story. Go get the story first from episode 7 from Bigfoot Odyssey. Check that out. Then go start watching what he's trying to do. It's crazy. The suburban Sasquatch. Yeah. So that's going on. Let's see what else we got. Do we have anything else before we wrap this up tonight? Does anybody have anything else? Yeah, mind your business.
I'm going to
that's the biggest thing that we can't get everybody to do. We just need to keep sharing with each other and not trying to prove anything to everyone. That's exactly right. But it's never going to happen. The greed, people are going to be people no matter what. And that's what we're doing. We're not trying to prove anything to anyone. We want to go out and find out for ourselves. We want to spread awareness. We want to chat with you guys. We want to talk about what's happened with you. We're just as inquisitive and curious as anyone else who holds this subject dear. And, we're willing to take it a little bit further and go study what's going on. I hope we get to a point where we can literally say we're studying down.
Hey, I did forget one thing.
What's that?
Where this print was found at. There was actually a vocal at one time a few weeks prior, and also during this person's while this person was on this property sleeping that night, a tree was tore down. A tree was snapped and broke down about 100 yards behind this. I know what kind of shelter it was because I got one. It's not a tent or anything you would think you could curl up and hide in. I mean, this is a 10 by 10 diamond fly trail tarp that, a lot of woodsmen use. It's open on either one or two sides,
Right.
So yeah, this person is laying there and you hear this crack and this tree fall. And I'm sure there was a pucker factor there. I'm pretty sure there was.
Yeah. Wish we could have been there. Well, guys, we are going to go ahead and call it. It's almost 10 o'clock on a Tuesday. We got work tomorrow, but tomorrow is all 3 of our last days. Because tomorrow night we're going to be prepping.
There's a question.
Packing.
There's a question.
Where at? Who?
How good is deer hunting
BCL, Ohio.
How good is deer hunting when Sasquatch is also in the area? If Sasquatch is when Sasquatch hunts, it's when you're not there. This is just what I observed in my area, in my geographical area. They'll hunt and they'll go back to their safe place to hide. Daytime hanging out. And when you go hunt, then you'll still kill deer. I have personally had one come in when I was deer hunting, whooping and sitting on a hilltop looking at me. And I'm telling you, you couldn't run a deer through there with a dozer. They're just, deer do not walk in that area. The squirrel that was playing behind me disappeared. They're not dumb. So
Yeah.
so long as you're and this is in a lot of areas, so long as you are hunting on your time and they're hunting on their time, it's just nominal hunting. I mean, this has been going on for decades.
Right.
But if they're in your area and you're in the same time in your area, I've never seen a deer with one in my area.
Man, I'd love to be able to speak with deer.
I just wanted to be able to sleep soundly.
Chad's right. Listen to their vocalizations and tell me that they ain't exactly right.
Very true.
And that's what Patrick said earlier. It's not like an ape or an animal who has to prove something or show it. They just either do it with body language or they speak their language or whatever they do. So that's a massive form of intelligence there.
And you go fishing. Do you think they use primitive fire tools or fire? I have no doubt they use some sort of a tool, especially knocking. I mean, whether it be bone or wood or stone in whatever geographical area they're in. Fire, I've never found a burnt spot where fire may have been used. I haven't found. If I ever find that, I'll be floored. But to me, they live as close to nature as they can.
Yeah.
I have something to say. I was on the phone with somebody one night this week and listening to the hollers of the Bigfoot. You know who it is, Scott.
Yeah.
Anyway, he sent me a recording that he took earlier that day before he called me. And in the hollers, it was, the monotone of it was like, okay, I'm out here. Then all of a sudden, the monotone of it got kind of like it was pissed off. It made a noise that he wasn't familiar with. So, yeah, they're very highly intelligent on that end, because there was something in the area that it was trying to get out of there. And I'll tell you about it, Patrick, after the show. Because the person I was on the phone with had walked outside and I can hear them. And it was loud. It was really loud. I was like, wow.
Right. Clubs and rocks can be considered tools, but fire is doubtful. Well, probably so. But Patrick and I witnessed a mud hole area where the ends of some sticks, the dirt in the creek area was what you call rich, fertile black soil. The sticks that were down in there that formed an X, and also there were 3 sticks to the side of it, just as if they were put there. I mean, they didn't fall there. There was nothing up above for it to fall, but just up on the ridge there was a bunch of red clay, red dirt, and where things were doing something. And those sticks, they were tattooed with that red dirt on the ends of it. Now, I know pigs aren't doing that, and I know boar aren't doing that.
Here's a thought. I know exactly what you're talking about because I went in and watched all that several times. They were reaching in a hole above a trail and pulling dirt out. And I don't know. I think the knocks had me shook up, but there was a layer of red mud that was kind of smoothing off that trail where the trail had kind of eroded. They built it back up where it come around that hill. And the sticks, I went, the first time we were there, the sticks were just, one of them was clean. They're both clean. The second time, that second we went there, I went to look at the video. One of them has red clay mud on it. Now, do you think they were putting that red clay mud, the dirty end of that stick, down into the water just so it will naturally be cleaned off? Because, a dumbfounded animal would just put it in there any old way. But an intelligent animal would put the dirty end down in the water. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, look what Bob from Germany said.
Makes you wonder if they don't use the charcoal for.
I've been finding the charcoal in their areas for several years, but no signs of an actual campfire. Yeah.
Charcoal also has another use.
For stomach, right?
And drawing.
Yeah, drawing too.
Yeah, it can act as a stomach. It'll settle your stomach down, and also.
Yep, it will settle your stomach. Tony Griffin, hello from Conway, Arkansas. Man, thanks. Wish I could have been in earlier. We're fixing to wrap up. Unless we have some more.
There's another question. It said, hold on. No? Patrick, try the one knock theory and see if it might work there. Joey Sweet.
Yeah, up at this new mission,
Yeah, we're gonna try it. I'm still working on the theory whether it's the time of year or geographical area.
Well, spring is the time. We're hoping. I know we start getting some data back that matches your last spring type incidences or sightings or things that happened. It would be cool.
Look what Matt said.
Yeah. There's a Yahweh story here of one putting a fire out with his hands as people approach them, running off into the scrub with a glowing stick.
Matt, you're a mess.
No, he is a mess.
Yeah, but you see, Bob from Germany, Scott, he's a very cool person. He's had a lot of experiences as well, encounters too.
Patrick Noble, we have not tried. We haven't gone that far yet because the actual trackers that you need to get, we need to start researching that. And really and truly, whether it's a burr or a piece of Vaseline or anything, stick on them. We will definitely graduate to doing something like that. I mean, it's on my radar. I know of it, and once we get some headway going, and all this stuff, if we had a fresh revenue stream and our full-time jobs were doing this, we definitely could really make headway. But doing it the way we're doing it, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to coordinate 3, 4, 5, 6 people together and have these things done. Have all the gear that you have with you to go. It's we all watch these videos and enjoy them, but there's a reason why the network broadcast stations and cable and all of this make shows, because it's money, and you need money. It takes money to make money. And personally, if we had a revenue stream to gear up, I would have an IR drone going. I would have a bunch of these tracking systems going. But we'll just have to keep on chugging along the way we're doing.
I think we've been doing an outstanding job.
Yeah.
I mean, we, and the journey is really most of it. The journey of it, the journey of of discovery and having a timeline of discovery and all the things you put out there.
Right.
So,
Patrick Noble, has anyone ever done that you know of? There is a group, the Wood Ape Conservancy. Go check them out. The Wood Ape, it's either the Southern Wood Ape Conservancy. They don't have, that I know of, I might be wrong, but they don't really have a YouTube channel. They do podcasts. And they have a good bunch of guys and a lot of connections. People that are pilots, people that are retired military. And they kind of stay out of the circus, how to say, of the Bigfoot community. I'm pretty sure they are a kill team, though. But it still does not... I will still listen to what they say. Their podcasts are awesome. I enjoy it. Look up the Southern Wood Ape Conservancy podcast on any of your Spreaker or any other Podbean or something like that. I've listened to a 2-hour special of them using a kind of a burr type deal with the old tracking method with the antennas, and one was a bird, but another one they had was totally uncounted for, and this went for weeks, and they tracked it all around, and then eventually, the batteries died. But you literally, I mean, if I put a tracker and we were there and we even had the money, I couldn't stay there all week or a month to track it. I mean, I got work. We all have work, until they come out with some serious GPS, micro GPS range where, we can leave 1 million or so of these sand grain GPS particles or particulates that stick all over things, and we can come home and just monitor it. I know it's going to take a lot.
I already know what I want to do. If I ever get the money.
What's that?
I'm gonna pick up a couple of 100 acres of land. I'm gonna set up an old homestead. I'm gonna plant an orchard, for food in an area that I've tracked and I know that they're there. And I'm gonna leave a door off the barn, and I'm gonna have it all wired with cameras.
Kind of like a base, kind of like a home base.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it the Squatches.
Yeah. You need an ex-military retiree. Well, we'll always be looking for things, but I tell you another thing you can't just find around the corner, and that's an honest human being who's on the same playing field and common sense road that you're on. That is probably my biggest criteria and requirement. Got to be able to get along. Got to be able to trust you. All that kind of deal. I don't care how big and bad you are or what kind of damn PhDs and ex-military bullshit you got. I'm sorry. If there's ego involved, bye. Go start the shit yourself.
First off, there's no ex-military. There are former military. Wood Booger said that we needed better green screens.
Oh yeah, he did a video with just his head in the background.
Yeah, I saw that. It was quite odd. It was just like a floating head or something. I saw that. I came across that, and I'm like, what the hell is he up to now?
Well, I was just picturing all three of us in front of the green screen with a fan blowing, trying to simulate wind.
Yeah, I'm not too big on all that green screen crap. I mean, what for? Hit a green screen so you can put a background there. I mean, we're all just talking.
I mean, we can track up on their back door. I mean,
yeah,
if we can just break that barrier that they don't like humans. Yeah,
Not all of them.
All right. Microchip, exactly. Microchip. Put a microchip in food and let them swallow it. Where's the microchip, Patrick? Send me the link to the microchip that we need to use, please. And I'll check that out, man. All right. Kill teams. Are they real? Yes, they are real. They don't advocate that they're a kill team, but there are Squatches in the community, researchers, investigators who, they believe that the only way we're really going to get this out there is if we have a body on a slab, and a scientist can start digging in them with pitchforks and steak knives. I'd like to think there's a better way to do it. I don't advocate it at all.
I'll tell you, I thought about tracking one down and killing it. I wasn't thinking about doing it. I was thinking about what it would take to do it.
Yeah.
And I can track them down, but I don't want to kill one.
No.
I don't want to. In self-defense, defending myself, and the team, I'll do what I have.
Yeah, if it's trying to rip my face off or trying to rip my neck out of something, I might have to try something.
Yeah, I can go to
get back to my kids,
Yeah, I can go to hunter kill mode pretty quick.
Yeah,
but when it comes to tracking one down just to murder it, no.
Yeah. All you're really doing is a kill team that wants to do that. Sure. If they can get past the government and Big Brother and all that good stuff, all you're really doing is reassuring that species that we are exactly what they thought we've been for so many years and decades. And that is a bunch of greedy take and take.
Destructive, trashy.
Destructive. I mean, that's really what we are. Look what we're doing.
Well, I watched one testimony of a man that said he was for sure and for certain he killed one. And he was so remorseful about it. You could see it on his face during the whole testimony that he told. And they recreated it and everything that happened. And he's not even sure why he even pulled the trigger. It's kind of like seeing a deer jump up and take off running. It's just like when you're in hunt mode, you just grab a gun and let it rip. And he did that, and he shot it in the neck, and he held it while it died, and he cried, and he was remorseful. He was so upset over it, he buried it and left. And
who was it? Where did you hear this? Is this a Sasquatch Chronicle story?
No, this was on a show this was on a documentary.
Yes, I've seen that one.
And the weird part of it is, and they're smart enough to do this. When they went back to dig up the body, a body was there, but it was a bear. It wasn't the whole bear. It was a bear skin.
So what does that mean? It was a hoax?
No, I don't think it's a hoax. I think he killed one. I think because I don't think they're going to leave their dead to lay there.
No.
Yeah.
I think they watched him bury it. I think they retrieved the body.
Yeah.
And I think they put a bear skin in his place. I think they're that intelligent.
Yep.
5 Hazel, what is my main goal? I don't really have a main goal. And that's part of my main goal is that I don't really know yet. I don't have any ego. I don't have any reasons for wanting money or endorsement deals or making blockbuster documentaries. For me, it's changing someone who is completely and totally oblivious, non-believer that lives in the city, turning that whole thing around, and my journey there. I want to go through that. Part of the goal is my curiosity. I could have never fathomed that these things were in the South until I met Carrie Arnold, and I'm like, what are they doing here? They're not here. They're out west.
Look what Matt put.
I really have no agenda other than to further the cause of bringing awareness out. No kill. We're a no kill investigative team. I think there are better ways to deal with this. I would love to be able to help anyone. Huh? Yeah.
Your main goal is to sit with one and shake its hand.
Both of us.
Well,
I think that's what Patrick said.
Here's something I wanted to put out there. I watched some kind of show, Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Years ago. And they collected a DNA sample and had it tested and posted the results in their show. If anybody can find that link to that show, share it on Xplorer, please, because they say what their results were, and it was an independent and a very professional, job done on this.
Right. Yeah, he's told me about that too, and we can't figure out what In Search Of or what show it is.
No, it was definitely Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, it was Unsolved Mysteries? Okay. So,
definitely Unsolved Mysteries. I remember that the other day. It's definitely Unsolved Mysteries.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember watching that show. That was actually a good show.
I remember, if I remember correctly, the DNA result was non-human, unknown primate. Because I was absolutely in shock that they actually posted that in their show and was allowed to be aired. But the thing is, I haven't seen it aired again. I watched it one time, and I never saw it again, ever. It wasn't Monster Quest. This was Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, well, Unsolved Mysteries came before.
Yeah, this was in the 80s.
Yeah. All right, it's time to go. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining in. We have enjoyed it. Any questions or anything, visit BigfootExplorer.com. Send us your encounter story. I would love to hear from what was his name?
Something rural.
Rural Rules. Native Mississippi boy. All right, let's take us out with the theme song. Good night, friends. Have a good day.
Good night, everybody.